there in person. And she spoke with border agents about the surge of illegal aliens. And she took some pictures. Right here, you're seeing some of them. Joining us now is attorney and Republican strategist Amanda Mackey. Amanda, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you letting us know about your trip so you can share with our viewers what you were able to see for yourself.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Heather. It was a great trip. I went to Luna County, New Mexico, because it's about 90 miles from where Vice President Harris was just last week. She was in El Paso, Texas, a port city, largely secure. I know Bob knows the city well, having worked in Texas. This is a place where there's commerce between Juarez and El Paso every day. But Luna County, New Mexico, just 90 miles away, you have where the wall was built. Hundreds of miles of wall was built, and then it abruptly stopped. On January 20th, with the stroke of a pen, Joe Biden stopped the building of the wall in New Mexico, in Luna County. And where you stop the wall, you have an open stretch of land for about 3 miles that people can just walk across. Now, they have these barricades of sort, but you can just climb over them like a jungle gym or crawl under them. Anyone of any size can do that. But when you have a 30-foot wall, it's a huge deterrent. What's different about Luna County, New Mexico versus what we're seeing on the southern border in the lower Rio Grande Valley is that in Texas, you have women and children, families coming, looking to find family members in the United States. In other words, looking to be found. In Luna County, you have hardened criminals, people traveling in camouflage, coming across the border armed and dangerous, and coming into New Mexico where they're just one Greyhound bus ticket away from going into any town USA. This can affect everyone, not just border states, and that's what's important to remember. But Kamala Harris did not go there.
Yeah. What is the difference between what the Border Patrol agents saw last year or the year before versus what's going on right now? Did they give you any kind of way to measure that difference?
Well, they talked about how many more people are being trespassed on people's lands, on private property, more kidnappings, more criminal activity that they're seeing. But in large part, what can they do when there is absolutely an open border they can walk through? They will just blend into society, and then they become the hardened criminals going into, like I said, every city in the United States. What's different now, though, is that Customs and Border Patrol agents are more focused on what's happening with intake and processing people, so they can't do their actual job of Customs and Border agents of patrolling illegals that are coming across the border. They can't do that because their intake and processing is draining them. So that means more strain on the local law enforcement, like the sheriff of Luna County that I spoke with. He said, I'm down 5 people. We're a poor county. We don't really have the money to, fill additional slots, but we have to because we have to take on more of a burden than what we had last year because Customs and Border Patrol agents are focused elsewhere. And understandably so, when we had 187,000 migrants come to the southern border in May alone.
Yeah, but then you have a U.S. Congresswoman saying that they should be defunded. Amanda, in the state of Texas, I know where the border wall is not complete, where there are spaces where it needs to be finished. Texas has chosen to finish the border wall themselves. Do you know if there's any discussion to do that in New Mexico, for New Mexico to finish the wall?
No, and I'm so glad you brought that up because the governor of New Mexico is probably in the camp of defunding the police. And I'll tell you why, probably. Even though she may not have said it, she has done away with qualified immunity for local law enforcement. That means that your local law enforcement now can be subject to liability, both criminal and civil, based on any kind of actions that they take in the normal course of their protection of the citizens. And so when you do away with qualified immunity, you make it more difficult for local law enforcement to be able to hire people, to hire good agents and good talent to help them. So to answer your question, the governor of New Mexico is a Democrat and is actually hurting the local law enforcement. So she is certainly not going to take anything from Republican governors like South Dakota Governor Christine, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, to help with stopping these hardened criminals, armed and dangerous, coming through New Mexico.
And you've never been a reporter?
I've never been a reporter.
There
I'm
you
not
go.
cool like you guys.
There you go. You could be one today.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Amanda.
Yeah. Thank you, Amanda. That was great.
Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Have a great weekend.
You
You too.
too.